little international leverage. As a provider for development assistance towards Africa on the operational level, its contribution is significant in many ways. There are 58 different LOCs provided by Exim Bank, worth US dollar 1,082.44 million at present in Africa, with a promise of increasing amount of US dollar 5.4 billion in 5 years. The LOCs are not limited to just a few African countries, as many of 24 sovereign nations and about a dozen regional and national banks shares these lines of credit. However, there are some obvious bigger beneficiaries in African countries like Nigeria and Sudan. India continues to be one of the largest contributors to peacekeeping in Africa. Currently, it has 3,000 troops in Sudan, 3,500 in Democratic Republic of Congo, and 1,000 on Ethiopia-Eritrea border. The positive impact of India's policy approach towards Africa is also can be related to the Indian diaspora in Africa, who have contributed a considerable increase in investment Indian FDIs to Africa. By now the volume has reached 105 billion US dollar. Now India is educating, as I have also referred before, many Africans in educational institutions and contributing to the health and sanitation infrastructure by providing the much needed medicine like anti-AIDS, retroviral, malaria, smallpox and polio vaccines. And it is important to point out here that the medicine for AIDS and HIVs are not. And the other contribution, very significant contributions that India's most important contribution activities in African countries are India's provisions for Pan-African E-Network project, India contribution to the new Partnership of African Development Nepal, and the TEED9 initiative. Pan-African E-Network project in 2004, India announced an initiative to bridge this digital divide and accelerated development on African continent. India started its work on a connectivity vision in Africa, which will support teleeducation, telemedicine, e-commerce, e-governance, info training, infrastructural training program, resource mapping, and meteorological services. This landmark project will assist African countries in meeting MDGs, the million development goals in education and healthcare. NEPAD, this program is a vision and strategic framework for Africa's renewal. For the implementation of various projects under NEPAD, India has contributed US dollar 200. Initiative is a credit facility with a volume of $500 million to 8 oil-rich African countries like Chad, Ivory Coast, Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Mali, and Senegal. The aim is to promote socio-economic development to these countries via access to Indian technology. The latest manifestations of India's increased and intensified cooperation with African countries was the India-Africa Forum Summit in 2008 and also India-Africa Forum Summit in 2011. First, in this summit, India has promised to double its existing level of credit to Africa and allocate 5.4 billion in lines of credit in the next 5 years. These credits will be utilized for agricultural production, development of infrastructure and energy sectors, small and medium enterprises, irrigation, food technology, IT, and pharmaceuticals. As of 30th June, as of 2008, there is US $1.9 billion worth of lines of credit open for Africa by Exim Bank of India. Now, India also announced duty-free tariff preference scheme for LDCs. 34 of 50 LDCs are in Africa. The scheme will cover 94% of total tariff lines of India. In terms of increased market access potential for the LDCs, the covered lines will comprise 92.5% of the total global exports to all LDCs. Products of interest to Africa covered in these lines include cotton, cocoa, aluminium, oats, copper oats, cashew nuts, cane sugar, sugarcane, ready-made garments, fish fillets and non-industrial products. An Aid to Africa budget of the Ministry of External Affairs of India will be enhanced to grants in excess of $500 million with human resource development and capacity building as critical areas of focus. In addition, it was decided to increase the slots of high-tech long-term scholarship programs from 1,100 to 1,600 every year, as I have referred before by Manmohan Singh in second India-Africa Forum Summit held in 2011 in Addis Ababa. BRIC countries, all Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, these all are emerging countries. They have on bilateral level, they have their cooperations with African countries, and they actually want to promote the South-South cooperation. And on the basis of mutually beneficial terms and conditions. And these BRIC countries are going to, they have the long trading and investment relations with African countries. Especially I mentioned the countries like India and China. And they are giving loans, aid and development assistance to Africa in a much better condition. When the BRICS countries are investing in Africa mainly in the infrastructural facilities, and when I visit many of the African countries, I see that the big roads and the flyovers, hospitals and schools, these which are the basic needs of African countries, they have been setting up by India and China. And also, although India and China have their own interest in most of these, in the oil-rich African countries and also in other, for the mineral-rich African countries, but we have not so far noticed any type of, conflict conditions which have been created by these countries. And the other thing is that these countries' investments are not been preconditioned by any conditionalities. Like when they take the assistance from World Bank or IMF or from France or from USA or from European Union, they are coming with the baggage of conditionalities. And for the democracy, for governance, for human rights, etc. When the BRIC countries are investing in African countries, so this is not being there is no conditionalities involved here, and so most of the African countries are inviting these countries more to invest in the various sectors in their economic. So far there is no coordination in that field. All the countries are working in Africa in the bilateral level or individual level capacity, like India's relation with many of the African countries, China, Brazil and South Africa. But when I see the much provision for this, when the development bank, what has been discussed in the last Delhi summit, New Delhi summit of BRICS, when it comes up, so this bank is coming up because to provide them with the development assistance, with in joint ventures, the turnkey projects and they are with their terms and conditions. So far now there is not a coordinated effort for the big countries to go and invest in, in a multilateral level.